victorious in the by-election for the House of Representatives in Tano Electoral Constituency 1. Wagle claimed victory by a margin of almost 15,000 votes from his nearest contender, Govinda Bhattrai of Nepali Congress. Vote counting of the by-election at the District Coordination Committee of Dhamoli ended at around 3 early this morning, according to which Wagle bagged 34,918 votes to claim victory. His nearest rival, Govinda Bhattrai of Nepali Congress, finished second, securing 20,122 votes, while Sarvendra Khanal of CPN-UML came in third with 8,488 votes. The votes received by Wagle is almost 10,000 more than that of Nepali Congress's Ramchandra Paudel, who secured victory in the constituency in the November 20 parliamentary election last year. Although the vote counting in Tano 1 had ended early this morning, the Office of the Election Officer has informed that an official program will be held later today, where Wagle will be handed the certificate of victory. According to the District Election Office, a total of 65,298 votes were recorded in Tano Electoral Constituency 1 in Sunday's by-election. Ramchandra Paudel was elected from Tano 1 from the provincial and parliamentary election held in November 20. The seat at the House of Representatives from the constituency had gone vacant after Paudel was elected the president. Dr. Swarnim Wagle of Rashtriya Swatantra Party, elected from the by-election in Tano Electoral Constituency 1, is an economist. Wagle holds a PhD in economics from the Australia National University and a master's degree in international development from Harvard University. He has served 2 terms as a member of the National Planning Commission and 1 term as the Commission's vice chairperson. Wagle, born in Bunkot, Gorkha, has represented Nepal at national and international forums. Wagle, discontent with Nepali Congress, had parted ways with the party and registered his candidacy in Tano 1 as a candidate from Rashtriya Swatantra Party. Although Nepali Congress had looked at Wagle as a future finance minister of the country, he decided to quit Nepali Congress after he was not given the opportunity. Wagle defeated 8 other candidates, including ruling alliance candidate Govinda Bhattrai of Nepali Congress and Sarvendra Khanal of CPN-UML to claim victory in Tano 1. Wagle, having the experience of working at the National Planning Commission and working at the policy forming level in Nepali Congress, now will have the opportunity to exhibit his experience at the parliament. Lawmaker Wagle will now have the responsibility to improve the economy of the country, which is going through crisis at the moment. Meanwhile, vote counting under the by-election for the House of Representatives is also underway in Chitwan Electoral Constituency 2 and Bara Electoral Constituency 2. Rashtriya Swatantra Party chairperson Rabi Lamichhane is leading in Chitwan 2 by a huge margin. According to the recent update of the vote counting that started from yesterday afternoon, Lamichhane is ahead with 36,211 votes. His nearest contender, Jeet Narayan Shrestha of Nepali Congress, is way behind him with 8,275 votes, while CPN-UML's Ramprasad Nyopane is in third position with 8,217 votes. Lamichhane had claimed a landslide victory from the same constituency in the November 20 parliamentary election last year. Meanwhile, in Bara 2, Upendra Yadav of Janata Samajwadi Party is leading with 10,327 votes. Shiva Chandra Kushwaha of Janmat Party is second with 6,812 votes. CPN-UML's Purushottam Paudel is in the third place with 4,101 votes, while Ramesh Kharel of Rashtriya Swatantra Party is in the 4th spot with 1,870 votes. We now have our colleague Amar Singh Pradhan with some updates about the by-election.
Good morning, dear viewers. I'm here with some more updates of this by-election that was held in Tano 1, Bara 2 and Chitwan 2. The euphoria of the by-election is now reaching its climax, as now we have already had 1 winner, as my colleague was also reporting. Tano 1 has been clinched by Swarnim Wagle, and we have been receiving these reports of the vote counting from other constituencies of Chitwan and Bara. And let's take the help of this technology to see how the candidates are faring up. Let's move on to Tanahu first. In Tanahu Constituency 1, Swarnim Wagle, the renowned intellectual and economist, representing Rashtriya Swatantra Party. He has been declared winner from Tanohu Constituency 1 with this votes of, he has garnered 34,919 votes. He left behind popular Nepali Congress candidate Govinda Bhattrai, who could only garner 20,122 votes, while the former Nepal Police Chief Sarvinder Khanal, representing CPN UML, he garnered 8,488 votes. There were various kinds of speculations made prior to the by-elections, and so many factors could have worked in favor of Swarnim Wagle. Previously, he had quit, he was a Nepali Congress leader, and he had quit Nepali Congress when he could not receive a ticket from Tanohu 1, and he had joined hands with the Rashtriya Swatantra Party. So speculations are that because of his position previously in Nepali Congress, maybe Nepali Congress cadres might have also voted for him. Otherwise, Govinda Bhattrai, initially he was projected as a very strong candidate. He was an alliance candidate, and alliance politics is dominating in our country. He was deemed as a very strong candidate. But as the election result shows that he has been defeated, Govinda Bhattrai, the alliance candidate, has been defeated by about 14,000 votes by Swarnim Wagle. And if you look at the previous election from November 20th election, Ramchandra Paudel, he had garnered 25,361 votes, and traditionally Tanohu 1 is regarded as a Nepali Congress bastion or a stronghold. But the people of Tanohu this time around, they have voted for Rashtriya Swatantra Party. So his election also hints towards, the election of Swarnim Wagle also hints towards the much needed change that the voters are looking for in national politics. And there are also efforts to hand over the winner's certificate to Swarnim Wagle later this morning. And from Tanohu 1, let's move on to Chitwan, and let's see what's happening over there. In Chitwan, we have Ravi Lamichhane in a massive lead. He has garnered 44,486 votes against the second-placed Nepali Congress and alliance candidate once again, Jitnarayan Shrestha, who has 8,275 votes. In the run-up to the by-election, there were speculations that maybe Jitnarayan Shrestha this time around, he might prove a very kind of hard nut to crack, and he was expected to give a good fight to Ravi Lamichhane. But looking at the scenario here, Ravi Lamichhane has 44,486 votes. Jitnarayan Shrestha, second-placed Nepali Congress candidate, has 8,275 votes. And CPN UML, Ramprasad Neupane, has 8,217 votes in the first three places. So this is a massive lead that Ravi Lamichhane has opened up, and his victory is almost ensured, because looking at this, the vote difference of around about over 35,000 vote difference we can see, and the remaining the vote to be counted, that is much less than this. So his Ravi Lamichhane's election as the lawmaker from Chitwan 2, it is almost ensured. And if you look at the scenario from the past election, November 20th election, Ravi Lamichhane has garnered 49,264 votes, and now in this by-election he has already garnered 40,000 plus votes. And there were also speculations because of the controversy that Ravi Lamichhane himself found in since his election from the November 20th election. This 5-month period was considered very volatile in this political career of Ravi Lamichhane. And there were speculations that now how the people of Chitwan, the voters from Chitwan, how they are going to respond to the kind of little bit of controversy generated by Ravi Lamichhane. And we can see that Ravi Lamichhane's candidacy is once again wholeheartedly expected, and so he is on his way to clinch this Chitwan constituency too. And from Chitwan, let's move on to another constituency, this Bara 2. where the vote counting is underway, and we see that Janata Samajwadi Party candidate, the alliance candidate Upendra Yadav, he is in the lead with 11,435 votes. He has opened up quite a sizable lead against the second-placed Janmat Party contestant Shivachandra Prasad Kuswa. And if you look at the past election, that is November 20th election, we see that Ramsai Prasad Yadav, the present vice president, he had won this constituency Bara-2 with 13,822 votes, and there was just a slight difference of 300 odd votes against Shivachandra Kuswa, who at the time was representing CPN Maoist Center. And when the alliance politics wanted Upendra Yadav to contest from Bara constituency to Shivachandra Prasad Kuswa, he parted ways with CPN Maoist, one of the alliance partners, and then he had joined hands with Janmat Party. And it was expected that Shivachandra Prasad Kuswa, this election, this time around, Janmat Party contestant Kuswa is going to give a tough fight to Upendra Yadav, the alliance candidate. And Upendra Yadav's victory, although this was the politics, our national politics, the alliance politics, and it was kind of the way was paved for Upendra Yadav's safe passage to the parliament, but his victory was not ensured. But this lead is quite a massive lead, considering that last time there were only a vote difference of around about 300 votes. And I was also reminding our viewers in the past bulletin that these two independent candidates who had also garnered quite a sizable votes, about 11,000 and 10,000, that brings to about 20,000 votes. And both the independent candidates this time in the by-election, they had not contested. And the two main candidates here, Upendra Yadav and Shivachandra Kuswa, they must have done their homework well to get the influence of these voters who had last time voted for the two independent candidates. So looking at the scenario here, Upendra Yadav has opened, it's quite a massive lead against Shivachandra Prasad Kuswa regarding the tight nature of the election in Bara constituency 2. This is all I have for our viewers at the moment, and we'll be updating our viewers with the election news and results. It's over to you, my colleague Abhuday Shrestha.
Thank you, Amar. That was our colleague Amar Singh Pradhan giving us some updates on the by-election. And now moving on, three major parties reached a consensus yesterday to conclude the bill related to transitional justice by forming a special committee and concluding the bill related to Constitutional Council through the ongoing session of the House of Representatives. Yesterday's meeting of the three parties held at the office of the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers in Singhadarbar had decided to conclude the bill related to transitional justice by forming a 15-member special committee. Meanwhile, the bill related to the Constitutional Council will be concluded from the ongoing session of the House of Representatives to expedite the appointment of a Chief Justice. The three parties have also reached a common ground on the share of parliamentary thematic committees. CPN-UML will lead the three committees, including the Public Accounts Committee. Prior to this, CPN-UML had remained firm in its demand of leadership of at least 4 among the 15 committees. Meanwhile, Parliamentary Special Hearing Committee will be led by Nepali Congress. Despite being tabled at the Parliament, 3 bills had remained stranded in the absence of consensus among the parties. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked people in several provinces regarding their opinion on the strength of democracy and what they think should be done and by whom to ensure their appropriate use. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice brought to you by NIC Asia Bank Limited. Bank pani, साथी pani, राम्रो pani, हाम्रो pani.
लोकतन्त्रको सबल जुन पक्ष छ त्यो हो जनता, जनतामा निहित निर्वाचनको शक्ति र यसलाई सबल बनाउनको लागि भयमुक्त निर्वाचन चाहियो।
नेताहरूको बेइमानीको कारण अहिलेसम्म लोकतन्त्रको अनुभूति भइरहेको छैन।
अनुपम व्यवस्था हो, यसको सुदृढीकरण गर्नुपर्छ।
महिलाहरू दिदीबहिनी सबैजना आफ्नो आफ्नो अधिकारको लागि आफू बोलिरहेछन्।
कानुनको सही